Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mario Kart 64 One Try League. We are at the top 4 of our competition, the final 4. So this is the first semi-final between Jaden from Australia and Lewis from Canada. Both these guys have won their respective division in the regular season. Jaden was placed in the second division, Lewis in the third division, so they have a really positive record during the season, which ended in December. And Lewis made it as a third seed into the finals and already won 2 matches there to get his way into the semi-final today. And Jaden, as number 2 seed, had an auto bye into the semi-final, so it is his first match after a short break, but a deserved one after a very good season. So these two guys will battle out the first spot in the grand final, and Jaden will pick first in a few minutes because he is higher seed, so he has a small advantage to start this first set, and we will begin very shortly. Okay, we have our first pick, and it is the longest track of the whole game, Rainbow Road. Jaden picked Rainbow Road to the delight of his opponent, Lewis. And if the players are ready, I will count them down very soon. So Rainbow Road, typically the longest track and in favor of the most consistent player, I would say, with higher general overall MT speed. Almost synced, don't have to do much. And they're off. So Jaden on the left as Yoshi, Lewis on the right as Peach. Jaden started the league around top 30 of the world ranking list in non-shortcut, I would say, but he is deep into the top 20 by now. Lewis jumped even further, but is higher up on the ranks, in top 70 currently. And if you wonder that the track music is quite low, Jaden likes to play without music, but for this match he turned it on just a bit. So we have more focus on the MT sounds of Yoshi. They passed the Chomp here, really close. Unfortunately, I couldn't get sound from Lewis' stream, so it's hard to tell if he missed an MT or not. I can only hear what Jaden's doing, but they are really close still. Both have a decent room. Hit the fence a bit. Oh no, Lewis made a mistake, so he fell behind a bit. But yeah, Jaden, small wobble there. Had to jump again into the drift. Since this race takes so long, it's about stamina and consistency here. Jaden looks better right now, got the sub 2 opener. He's ahead by 1.12. And now they try to perform quite clean tran. Jaden, I don't know, yeah, I think it was by accident Jaden zoomed out. That made his tran look really fancy. So He missed the MT now, but he got a good tran, which means he stayed on the road. He didn't get airborne at all, I think, and that's the ideal technique here. By shortly releasing the gas and then triple tapping the A button at the right time. So Rainbow Road is usually... Oh, Jaden makes a big mistake. Gets thrown off to the right across the whole track. So Lewis definitely caught up a bit. What I wanted to say is Rainbow Road really tests your stamina and how well you can perform for such a long time. It is the longest track in the game by far. About 1.5 minutes longer than Warrior Stadium, the second longest, if you play on the PAL version. Very clean shroom from Jaden here. Lewis also got a good one, but not as clean. And of course, if one player is a bit faster, a bit quicker on charging the mini turbos, it surely adds up here on this track, like on nothing, like on no other track. And if you know exactly the locations of the jumps and you have a similar pace to what you are used to, you don't do big mistakes, then it should be easy to dodge them. Jaden adds 3/4 of a second approximately to his lead, and Lewis gets airborne. That slows him down. So Jaden had a better start to the last lap as well, and is looking quite good now to take the first track. He can't really afford to hit a jump though. His lead is about 2 seconds, that's not enough. You need a bit more to compensate such a hit. And Jaden already lost his race data. So the game can only store so many inputs. At this playing style, oh, Lewis really close to the jump there. At this playing style you lose it quite quickly and usually can't get a world record ghost on this track. So last shroom coming up. Takes a small hit, but it was a good stretch, good slide. Similar for Lewis. Around the last jump here for both. You could go inside on different paces, but nobody risks it here. Missed MT here, but that won't do any difference to the result of this race. So the first track of set 1 goes to Jaden with a 5:58.08. Lewis 6:01.52. Alright, so 1-0 to Jaden, and now it's Lewis' pick. He goes for Sherbetland. Very interesting pick. Definitely a track not easy in a one-try scenario with the penguins, which aren't cycles, but if you do some smaller mistakes in the beginning, they are off, and you may not remember exactly their location, and the crack jumps come on top definitely. Alright, I counted them down and the second race will start shortly. Much shorter race. More obstacles and more difficult to maneuver. Okay, here we go. Let's see who is brave and takes the crack jumps riskier. Oh, Jaden had to be careful here. Not to end up too far left. Jaden misses a couple of MTs. They are almost synchronized, very close so far. I think Jaden missed another MT and Lewis looked cleaner, yes. It's so tight. In fact, Jaden is ahead by 0.09 and he seems to take a bit more risk on the cracks. Yeah, he's gaining little by little here. And Lewis had to really hold that. Oh, that MT very long, but Jaden got snagged by the wall or really slowed down there. So Lewis may be slightly ahead, but that can change until the finish line. It looks like he is ever so slightly ahead. Yeah, he gained 0.18, so double the amount Jaden had. It's 0.09 in Lewis' favor. It has been at the beginning of lap 3. Okay, they take different lines to pass the penguins. Now the big one next to the pillar will be challenging. Oh wow, I must have missed one mistake from Lewis, but I saw that from Jaden, so both did a mistake in the cave and it's really close. Jaden definitely in the lead, yeah. Okay, nice race. Jaden takes it with a 1:58.96. And Lewis 1:59.33. Didn't catch the mistakes in the cave because I had no audio, but it was a really close race until lap 3 definitely. So Jaden is able to extend his lead to 2-0. Alright, we move on to Banshee Boardwalk. That's our next stop. So Jaden looks to win another one here with this pick.
Okay.
He's the favorite, of course. And this is also a technical track with tight corners, some places without rails, so no fences to guide you to save you from falling down. And they are similar to the cracks on Sherbetland. It's a matter of risk and reward here. Really no difference to tell right now. Oh, Jaden hit the fence on the inside during the shroom, so Lewis has a small lead. It seems like Jaden executed the MTs in the bat house a bit tighter, because he could already gain again and make up that difference. Going to the second lap, Jaden leads by 0.06. Even closer than on Sherbetland. Oh, Jaden really messes up that approach here, but could save himself from falling down. And again, he hit the walls. Lewis as well. Both bonked into the wall a couple of times, I think. So it's really close. Jaden gains 0.11, so he's 0.17 ahead now. Really small differences at the end of the lap. I think Jaden misses the MT. Lewis went really wide but got a good line, and Jaden shroomed it to the fence. So Lewis ahead now. He had the cleaner race, but Jaden takes the lines a bit tighter. Can he still manage to win the race in the end? It will be super close between these two. Oh, but it goes to Lewis, yes. Great race. More consistent, a bit wider maybe, but deserved by 0.09. Very nice. With the 2 of 7.41, by the way. So Lewis is on the board. 2-1. So that reminds me of a summary I recently did for the regular season with the closest races. This surely belongs to this collection. We had a couple of really close races throughout the season, and it's always exciting every time. Alright, back to the match, and Lewis takes us to Moo Moo Farm. Another very interesting pick, not easy.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so you have random molds popping up here, so it's very risky and not consistent to go through these patches, and Lewis, I think he didn't want to go through it, but he just hit the outer mole. And now comes the big field where Jaden is going now. Lewis takes more risk, it seems. No, only at the beginning. He goes around. That's the normal safe path for a one try. So surely he didn't intend to risk at the beginning. He just took the first right turn here a bit too tight, and that gives Jaden a big advantage. Basically, if he doesn't hit a mole, he should be safe and fast enough to win. Even if Lewis goes full risk, yeah, which he had to. He tried to save some time, but couldn't do it. Lost even more. But yeah, it's a mind game also here on Moo Moo Farm. If you feel like you are slightly less consistent or the slower player overall, do you go on the inside or do you wait for your opponent and hope for a mistake here? So yeah, and that's a DNF for Lewis. He knew he lost it, and he won 29-34 for Jaden. So he is 3-1 up now, and he took Lewis' pick. So a potential set point coming up now.
Select map.
And we go to Royal Raceway. Jaden is encouraging Lewis to get a personal record. He was grinding there. Very friendly.
Okay.
I don't want to put additional pressure onto Lewis, but he is warmed up on this track, definitely.
Okay.
And here we go. Jaden touched the sand, the grass shortly. Only a minor disadvantage. This U-turn is by far more important. He went a bit to the outside grass again. They both got decent jumps off the hill there. Ideally you want to have a far jump and the shroom comes up tight around the wall here. Can't really tell if anybody is ahead. The streams might be not synchronized to the frame, so it's really close. Jaden just pulled ahead by a bit, I would say. Yeah, he leads by 0.48 now. Bit of grass again, but he tries to stay really close to the optimal lines, really tight. Nice jumps around the U-turn again. Really close shrooms around the wall here by both guys. But yeah, Jaden has a sizable lead. No moving obstacles here on this track, so the U-turns, the jump up the hill and the shroom are essential. You don't want to hit a wall there. And Jaden extends his lead by a few more tenths. Around 3/4 of a second ahead now. He doesn't get a good jump this time. And Lewis looked much better, so he caught up a bit. But it's not enough, as you can see. Jaden still in the lead, coming up on the last shroom. He got it clean, both actually. But yeah, Lewis had to hope for a mistake here. Really difficult for him now to win this race. Because Jaden overall gains little by little here on most corners. It's just a bit faster on the charge and a bit tighter around. So he takes this race and the set with a 2:54.30. Lewis with a 2:55.28. And if you're not familiar with the rules, Jaden just took the first set 4 tracks to 1. One set is until one of these players gets 4 wins, 4 out of 7 possible races. And to win the match, one has to win 3 out of possible 5 sets. So, set number 2 will start very shortly with Lewis' pick. Thanks for telling me, Patty. I do my best to sync them, but I don't have sound from Lewis' stream, so I only have visual reference. And we have a very exciting race coming up. Lewis takes us to Yoshi Valley.
Okay. Okay.
One of, if not the most complicated track to grind, to go for a fast time, and especially in a one try. Very challenging. Alright, AB spin into the grass and then they take the fastest path to the left and to the right through the spinies. Oh, Jaden, yeah, hits the volcano, which really sucks you in there, takes all of your speed. Lewis had a clean hairpin jump, so did Jaden. Oh my god, no! I didn't catch how he fell down, but Lewis fell into the valley. I had such a good start, but this is very hard, almost impossible to come back, especially if Jaden is aware of this mistake and lead. It seems like, because he takes the second fastest path, which is much safer. So yeah, picking Yoshi Valley is always a gamble. It can pay off, but it's risky. So he did a good job on lap 1 through the spinies there, because most of the time the spiny sets will become more and more difficult on the later laps. But he had the cleaner run until the egg, the giant egg. Must have taken it a bit too tight there and fell down. I think it was on the left, I didn't see it exactly. So yeah, Jaden doesn't have to risk everything, even went onto the brakes a bit I think, so he doesn't fall down. And this way he comfortably takes Yoshi Valley with a 1:52.30. Lewis 1:57.13.
Select map.
And it's Jaden's pick now. And we go to the hot desert, Kalimari Desert.
Okay.
So 1-0 for Jaden. And this track is a bit simpler than Yoshi Valley. Let's see where people use the shrooms. One on the hill here at the beginning. Jaden took it better. Had a clean execution. Asked the question. Oh, both use a shroom again. That's interesting. You need a certain pace to make another shroom strat working. One I'm used to, but these guys could go for 2-0-1. We have to see. They want to make sure they beat the first train probably, and Lewis is ahead by 0.14 and goes off the road for the hill ops. It It's very technical but can be faster. Turns out he didn't do it optimally, and it's about the same as Jaden, who stayed on the road. Yeah, both save the shrooms now. A very close race so far. So it really depends on your speed. Lewis wins off the track. Really depends which shroom strat you have to use here. Jaden clearly fast on this lap by 0.8. Does the hill ups again, but not good enough to catch up. And it will be hard to beat the train. Both do, but Lewis had to go a bit wider. And Jaden was already a bit in the lead, so looks like he will take this. And so he does. The 2:07:05. Lewis 2:08:37. So it's 2-0 in Jaden's favor. And Lewis keeps us entertained. We go to Bowser's Castle.
Select map.
Understandably, he goes for the high variance tracks with tricky parts to master, moving obstacles, and
Okay.
simply a lot which can go wrong in a one try. Okay, they shroom here over the grass. Jaden hits the bush, so Lewis pulls out to an early lead, but not too big. Now around the flying thwarms and the other ones as well, they find the gap. Over the tiny bridge and over the stairs. I think both got a stairs MT. Jaden again a bit faster in this section, and he comes closer. He really closed the gap, but Lewis still ahead by 0.14. Not much though. Clean shrooms this time. I think Lewis had to leave out the MT at the top of the stairs. So that brings Jaden right back, if not slightly ahead. Yeah, I would say Jaden took over, but by a really small margin. Yeah, he gains 0.37, so he's ahead by about a quarter of a second. But that's nothing on Bowser's Castle. Oh, both make it through here, very nice. Had to go around that thwomp. Very nice and tight exit of the stairs. But Jaden remains in the lead. It looks like he will take it. Yes, he does, but very nice race from both. Not much which separated them. But it's enough for Jaden with a 2:15.27. And Lewis 2:15.61. Nice performance from both, I have to say. That's not easy. But it doesn't give Lewis anything. Jayden is in the lead, 3 tracks to 0, and has another set point coming up. Okay, we had the longest track in the game right at the beginning. Now it's time for the second longest, Wario Stadium, which is a lot more technical.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Jayden goes for the start MT. Lewis takes it safer. You can easily mess up there. It's not easy. It's yeah, complicated to pull off, to say the least. Jayden hits the wall a bit, trying to stay really tight. Lewis also with a wall hit, struggles to get the MT, to get a slide at all. So on this track you usually see a difference in skill and experience, because it's so technical with all the different hills, sliding, shrooming over them. Jayden really flawless so far on all the difficult sections. So he increases his lead. Yeah, to almost a full second, I would say, maybe even over 1 second. We will find out shortly. He did a mistake at the U-turn here, but it didn't cost him very much. So yeah, Jayden leads by 0.116. Obviously it's a long lap. So anything can still happen. You have to be careful here, not to tumble, not to jump into the wall during a shroom or during any drift in the air. Lewis with a very aggressive shroom ends up in the wall. Didn't get any tumble, but the wall sent him to the left, so he will lose even more. Oh, couldn't counter steer here, but was lucky not to tumble. But yeah, that doesn't help him, and Jayden comfortably increases his lead. Looks more consistent here. Goes safe on the middle. He hits the wall, but on the small side. You have to be careful there. 128 again. And Lewis 0.14 slower on this second lap. So 2.5 seconds difference between them, which is still possible to catch up, to get back if Jayden makes a big mistake like a tumble. So it's not over yet, but Jayden doesn't need to take the highest risk. He still gets a good line out of this shroom. Lewis as well, but it doesn't help him. No way he can gain so much time on Jayden just by pure excellent in driving. So it's all about Jayden. Yeah, Jayden goes safe in a straight line. He doesn't need to do anything fancy here. Any MT over the drop. Nice around the last turn. And that will get him this track and the set with a 4:25.51. And Lewis does the finish line shortcut. Very nice. That surely deserves some style points. But yeah, I can't give him a point here in the race. So Jayden takes the second set with a clean sheet, 4 tracks to 0. Alright, so we are past the 2 first sets, a good comfortable lead for Jayden, and Lewis opens the third set with DKJP, Donkey Kong's Jungle Parkway. Another high variance, very technical track, full of difficulties.
Okay.
Alright, so first crucial point is already coming up here with the ramp jump. See how much risk players will take. Relatively safe over. And Jayden pulls up to an early lead. So if you take that jump even further to the left, can only get hit by 2 coconuts on the grass where you use the shroom. Otherwise you get mostly hit by 3. And this was the very technical shroomless cave part. Players hop up and triple tap A to accelerate really fast again. A very unique place in the game. Jayden with an aggressive jump, very aggressive, makes it over. So he saved a lot of time over Lewis, who had a decent jump but nothing close to Jayden's. It was almost optimal. And the reward is also during the shroom on the grass, as I said. Nice cave climb. Also by Lewis. I didn't pay attention to the splits, but you can clearly see that Jayden has a lead of several seconds. Last jump coming up from on his side here from him. A bit safer. Lewis takes super high risk and hits the dirt there. He doesn't make it over. So he decided to quit. Didn't see any chance. Yeah, he had to risk, he was far behind. And Jayden really deserved it with a especially good second jump. 2:14.85. That's a remarkable time. So well done, Jaden. 1-0 to him in the third set. Okay, Jaden lets us wait a bit for his next pick. Track pools have been reset, by the way, at the start of set 3. So he can pick whatever he likes to.
Snake map.
And he wants to cool down a bit in Frap Snowland.
Okay.
This track is more simple than Donkey Kong's Jungle Parkway, but it still has a unique shroom spot, which is very technical. Okay, Lewis takes a bit more risk with the AB spin. Start boost over the off-road snow. Only saves a little, and Jaden is not behind at all. Now Lewis had an additional bounce a bit, so he lost a bit, and now we come up to the shroom. Both players get stuck. And Lewis, what did you do there? Oh my god, no! Did he really expect such a clean run from Jaden? I can't believe that he paused. Oh no, Lewis, you are still in the race. That's what I don't understand, if people pull out of the race and quit very early. They must only expect these kind of mistakes from themselves, but it can surely happen to their opponent as well. Okay, meanwhile Jaden hits a snowman. I still can't believe that this race ended so soon. That's unfortunate. Jaden is having some fun with the brakes. That's some advanced skill. I can't tell you exactly which button combination he used. Maybe just braking while holding A. Really nice. An alternative shroom spot here. So yeah, Jaden really enjoys the time in the snow here. What does he do next? He backs up the backwards finish. We may hear the sound twice? No, we don't. So to 34-18. That took a while. And unfortunately an early quit from Lewis, which was not necessary. Okay, Lewis has to forget about this track and he takes us back to Yoshi Valley.
Snake Man. Okay. Okay.
Alright, you know the track. They take the fastest path, of course. Lewis hits the fence a bit, but they still both make it clean through. Jaden with a bit more aggression, more risk at the hairpin. Takes it tighter. Well, he goes into the grass, but he still has a comfortable lead. 0.8 going over the line. Now the Spinies will be a bit more trickier to dodge. Oh nice, Lewis takes the inner line and goes through. Jaden on the outside. Lewis hit the fence a bit, clipped through. That definitely cost a lot of time. Speaking about tenths of a second here. But yeah, Jaden's lead increased by about 0.4. And he takes the second fastest path. He is asking the question. Oh no, Lewis hit a Spiny. I was curious where that would end up. Because the second fastest path loses you maybe about a second, I'm not sure exactly. It would have been close. And Lewis was on his way through, but hit the last Spiny, I think. So yeah, good tactics in the end from Jaden. It paid off. 147.59 to 148.76. And with that, Jaden has already arrived at match point. And he will try to finish off the match on Mario Raceway. Oh no, he changes his mind. He takes his Joker and switches tracks, so we move on to Royal Raceway. So Joker called on Royal Raceway, which means this track is now open to shortcuts.
Okay.
Both players are allowed to, once per match, use a Joker. So after the following U-turn, they will head over to the left and both hit the wall at the right spot, yeah, so that the game thinks they fell down from this ramp here and they will get put there. Oh, Lewis had a high bounce, that is costly. It slows you down by quite a lot. Oh, Jaden goes into the grass there. But he's still ahead by almost a full second. Lewis, by the way, still has all 3 shrooms and uses 1 now. There's 1 shroom spot on the last turn. Oh! Jaden misses the spot. He landed left of that polygon, so he was at on the wrong side. He gets it on second try, but of course Lewis has a comfortable lead now. I can't tell who's the better shortcut player. I don't have their shortcut ranking in mind. But so far Lewis looks more consistent. Final jump for Lewis coming up. Yep, he barely gets it, shroomless. So he didn't have to save the shroom, but he did. Meanwhile, Jaden takes his final shroom to make sure he hits the wall. But it's too late. Lewis already very close to finishing. Does it in style. Nice. 2:10.44. And he saved this first match point. Jaden 2:21.15, I think. So it's 3-1.
Welcome to Mario Kart.
Wow, we have a rare Joker pick from Lewis, consecutive shortcuts, and he takes us back to Yoshi Valley. Jaden needs a second. Some people have different controllers for certain shortcuts. I don't know if he likes to switch, or if it's another reason to take a very small break. But yeah, Yoshi Valley Joker is very exciting. We've seen this track 2 races ago, but the shortcut counts separately. And yeah, you will see that this is a completely different race. Okay, both are ready now.
Select man. Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this. There are different shortcuts available, so let's see what these guys will go for.
Okay.
Both looking for this light yellow spot. Lewis finds it quickly. He shrooms over and he gets the right spot. Now Jaden, same. He gets pushed to the left, so it will count as a lap skip. But Lewis was faster. Already into the second lap, about 3 seconds faster than Jaden. Oh, Lewis with a lower jump, but he makes it over. That was very close. Meanwhile, Jaden is still searching for the spot. Maybe not as experienced. Lewis seems to be more comfortable. It's his routine, and Jaden doesn't make the jump. Oh, Lewis fails as well on lap 3. Now both go around. There's an alternative shortcut if you take the right, the longest path where Jaden is now, and Lewis takes the same path, so they will both demonstrate this alternative shortcut. Lining up now. Jaden got it. You jump at a similar spot. Oh, Lewis missed it. Oh no, Lewis fell down. I don't know if it's possible now. I doubt it's possible if you fell down. But I'm not 100% sure. He backs up again and goes for it. No, doesn't count. He was in the lead, but both missed it once, and then Jayden got the other shortcut. And with that, he gets the match with a 143 something, 143.09. I get confirmation from Jayden. The stream is already off. A few seconds after the last race, he pulls out. So with that, Jayden wins this third set 4 tracks to 1, and the match 3 sets to 0. Congratulations to Jayden, number 2 seed of the season, into the grand final. So yeah, well done, deserved the win, and he has to wait for the other finalist, which will be decided the upcoming Sunday, January 26th. It's myself against Dan. We will play at 3 PM Eastern Time, 9 PM European Time for me. So hopefully, if you're interested in this league, make sure not to miss this match. It's between the number 1 and 2 of the non-shortcut rankings, so expect a high-level matchup to happen there. And we already had exciting matches in the league so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you too. Don't miss out, and don't miss out on the grand final, which will come up next week. So thank you for watching, and see you next time at the Mario Kart 64 One Try League. Bye for now.